Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Limitless Show. I'm your host, Mr. Producer. I'm here with the boys, the Limitless crew. Top D, Simba, how you guys doing?
Yo, bossing up, man. Feeling good, man.
Lovely,
Totally crushing
lovely.
it. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Let's freaking bring the heat.
And thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the feedback. And it's exciting to see just the page growing, this community growing. And
That's right.
It's been phenomenal, man.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Much love to everyone, man.
Absolutely. And we appreciate the kindness and the support of you guys tuning in. And for this episode, we've got another special guest.
Ooh, what's going on? What's going on?
Another one.
Let's welcome Jack into the pod.
Yeah.
From the Lions Den.
What's going on?
How you doing, my man?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
Welcome
It's
to
our
the pod,
pleasure.
man.
Mate, it's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Love it. Love
Absolute
it.
pleasure, boys.
Fantastic. And Jack, I know you're also affiliated with Top D. So Top D, man, what can you tell us about Jack?
This guy has the most humble heart.
Mm.
You know, he's a humble heart. But you know what? He's an absolute warrior. You know, he's been in some dark spots.
Yep.
And I remember chatting to him in the very beginning of our friendship. And he came out and he said, man, I'm going to war. And he was going to war with his demons. And he made a lot of decisions. Even though he was done wrong, he could have gone one way or the other. You know, we speak about how you transfer pain. You can be the
Yeah.
hero or the villain.
Right.
Well, this man chose to inspire. And he's built who he is through channeling that pain. And I'm so proud to call him a mate. I'm proud to have seen him grow as a brother. And I'm proud of the man he's becoming. And he's attracted so much good things to his life from putting himself in uncomfortable situations, digging in deep and pushing through the suck.
Mm.
And I'm excited for him to share his story. And the warrior let loose. Let's go, my G.
Let's do
Let's
it.
go.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no round of applause. Yes, sir.
That's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
So, for the viewers at home, my name's Jack. I'm 18 years old, the youngest out of everyone that's spoken today. And I believe that's a good thing because I'm surrounding myself with three very intelligent grown men. And you learn off grown men. You know what I mean? Like, the wisest people are the oldest people. So if I'm surrounding myself by three of you intelligent, smart people, I'm going to learn a lesson today. I'm going to take that home and I'm going to better myself every single day.
Yeah,
from the
love
words
that.
that you three have said.
Yeah.
So
Appreciate that.
That's why I love surrounding myself with figures like you people.
That's awesome.
Because absolute intelligent master genius.
Much love, my brother.
You gotta make Steve melt, bro. He's cheeky.
He's
His cheeks in the red, man.
Cadbury, bro.
Yeah.
I forgot to say handsome.
Yeah, that's right. The top D handsomeness. Yeah, man. Give us a bit of like a 411, man. Like, what you up to nowadays, man? Like, you know, like, what do you like doing? What you don't like doing, man? Like, where you going in life, bro?
Yeah.
So, well, since I'm 18, I was supposed to leave school in year 10,
Yeah.
and I stuck it out to year 11.
Mhm.
And education, you know, was a bit average. You know, I wasn't the most academic child growing up. So I left school in year 11, and I started doing an electrical apprenticeship.
Nice.
I got a TAFE at Meadowbank, and I do electrical 4 days a week, and then TAFE 1 day a week studying that.
Yeah.
So and also like another hobby, like I've fallen in love with the gym.
There we go. Iron
That's it.
Paradise.
Iron Paradise changes the game.
Just like over time of bettering myself, I feel like I've just made that massive connection with the gym for my mental health and my physical health as well.
Yeah. Straight up.
Like I grew up a very, very, very like obese child. So I was sitting at about maybe 98 kilos when
Dang.
maybe I was 14, 15.
Yeah. Wow.
And
Crazy.
just, you know, looking at yourself in the mirror, waking up every day looking like that, you're not happy, you're not satisfied. You know, you see all your mates go to the beach, I'm wearing a rashy. You know, I'm ashamed of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, then one day in lockdown in COVID, I was watching like fitness influencers on YouTube,
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
and I that actually inspired me to get up and take my shirt off and have a real good look at myself in the mirror. And I said, from that day on, I'm going to change. And I wasn't happy with myself, so that day on, I would walk 20,000 steps every single day for the rest of that lockdown period.
20,000 steps.
And I lost about 17 kilos.
Wow.
Man, come on, man. Come on.
That's amazing.
Walk it off, ladies and gentlemen.
Shut it off.
Let's go, man.
Let's go.
And
That's it.
And that's just walking.
That's
That's
right.
just walking.
That's right.
Anybody can do it.
Exactly.
Anyone can do it.
Gyms are closed, no weights. That's just walking.
Yeah.
But I still wasn't satisfied.
Yeah.
See, at that point, I'd lost the weight,
Mm.
I didn't have the muscle.
Yeah.
So we got to go back to the gym. We got to put in that work. We got to get that muscle.
Yes.
So after that, gyms opened up. I got lots of influence from my dad, who used to be very into the gym.
Yeah.
So I'd see photos of him, and I'd see huge. He's got massive triceps. I'm like, I'm related to this bloke.
I have the genetics for it.
That really opened up to my mind, to my genetics.
Yeah.
And I just thought, like, if he can look like that, then I can look like that, but 5 times better.
That's the potential. Yeah.
So that
100%.
that really just started my love for the gym and fitness. You know, like, I love helping people out as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd call myself a quite like humble, positive person. You know, I try to keep the vibes nice and chill, nice and nice and calm, nice and positive.
Yeah.
And I try to display that in the gym as well. You know, anyone that's around me that needs help, that needs tips on how to do anything, like, I always go up to them and I always encourage them to do
100%.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And speak about the importance of giving back, because it's sort of a previous episode we talked about how, when you're on the come up, sometimes you might lose yourself, but it seems like you're very grounded with who you are.
Yeah.
Right. And I think if I could share, like, is it around the people that you hang out with, or is it sort of like that mental foundation that you built upon yourself? Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I believe you get back whatever you give to people.
Yeah.
Over time, obviously, like, just whatever you put out there to the world, it comes back into you. So if you, like, why live a negative life when you can choose to be positive?
That's right.
That's right. Radiate that energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to have a bad day or I'm going to have a good day.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the people with the most success and the most positive attitudes are the one that wake up and go, yep, it's 5 a.m. Let's smash out this day. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
And with that mindset, you've already overcome the challenges that 80% of people in this world face.
Yeah.
Is just making that starting step and, like, getting it done.
Yeah.
Like, I was sitting at home on the couch for like 8 hours a day, just eating Doritos and all that.
I don't blame you. It was yummy.
Hey, man, them Doritos are dangerous.
Yeah,
you can't have
salsa
just one. Oh, man. Some of that guacamole on there, man.
Right.
Now we're getting spicy.
Yeah, or like when you make nachos. Oh,
That melted cheese, brother. Pulled pork.
Somebody's hungry. Anyway, Jack,
So,
please
anyway, back to
continue,
you,
man.
mate.
Yeah, keep it going.
Yeah, and it's just really that making that first step.
Yeah.
Because I was actually, like, I'm not gonna lie, I've talked about, like, how I made this journey, blah blah blah, all this and all that. But there was a 2 to 3 month period where I was like, all right, I'm gonna start now. And tomorrow comes, and I'm eating poorly. I'm not working out. I'm sitting on the couch and being lazy. I'm still not happy with myself. I'm unsatisfied.
Yeah.
But after that, like, short period amount of time where I've told myself in my mind that I'm actually changing, I've realized, like, you're not actually doing anything if you're just saying that you're going to do it. You have to go out there and you have to overcome those. You got
to make it happen.
Yeah, you have to overcome those obstacles and really get it done.
Yeah.
So starting's the hardest part. Like, for anyone out there listening that's really, like, feels like you're not reaching your full potential, or either you're not seeing progress, starting is the hardest part. You've already overcame the hardest obstacle in your journey of fitness. That's starting. So
Just the starting.
if you've started,
Love that.
you've done better than a lot of people out there.
Say it, my brother. Say it. Preach it.
I'm preaching.
Yeah, man. And, like, obviously, like, in that 3-month period, right? Like, where, like, a day in, day out, you're like, all right, today's the day. But then you're like, then it doesn't happen. And again, you start again, right?
Yeah.
That can be very, like, demoralizing after a while.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Like, how did you break through that rut of, like, all right, tomorrow, all right, tomorrow, all right,
That's right.
tomorrow? Like, how did you break through that?
Well, being in the body that I was in, it actually helped me, because I'd wake up and I'd be like I'm fat. Like,
You visually see it.
I'm lazy, and, like, waking up, like, obviously, like, I go to the beach with all my friends and I'd wear a rashie and I'd always be ashamed of my body. Waking up and seeing myself without a shirt on really, like, almost disgusted me of what like I became.
Okay.
And I became a lazy person with no goals and just a poor overall attire.
Yeah.
And just staring in the mirror at myself, I'd make a certain promise.
Yeah.
After all those excuses, I'd make a certain promise saying today's the day that I'm going to get my life sorted out and I'm going to get into better shape. And from that day on, it's been 4 years or something.
Hey, that's solid, man.
Man.
Every day is a another step.
That's
over-
amazing.
That's what
Yeah.
made the beast in front of you.
Yeah,
4
no,
years
straight up.
of atonement to himself. Just go out and make it happen. Love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and like, what were some of like the practical changes you made? Because I think like there's an element of like, all right, cool, like I changed and like I got my life together. But
Yeah.
what were like some of like the practical stuff? Like anyone out there who's kind of like in a similar situation? What were like the practical things that once you started, you just kept to it and you saw that change?
Walking really for me was
Mm.
was one of the best things
The
that helped me
foundationals.
mentally as well.
Yeah.
Like, let's say, because I was in school during my lockdown.
Yeah, right.
I was
That would have been
doing-
tough.
Yeah, I was doing all those Zoom classes and
Horrible.
Oh my
yeah,
days.
back and forth.
That was
Yeah.
torture.
Yeah.
Shiz.
So and in those half an hour to an hour lunchtime breaks I'd go out and I'd go on a walk.
Mm.
And it's actually like really helpful just to clear your mind and clear your
Yeah.
head. Because if you're having 5 classes a day, every single day, and you're not leaving that desk, your brain gets scrambled, it gets mushed. You know? All that information that you're processing is overlaying with your next lesson that you're about to like get taught.
Mm.
So if you really go out there and you take a like good walk, even meditating,
Yeah.
like anything to really open up your mind and get a deeper connection with your real self
Oh, love that.
is a very, very, very good start for you.
Yeah.
It's the human spirit.
Mm.
It's that human spirit.
Self-awareness.
Yeah. He's just unlocking it within himself.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that just brings out that beast that's always been there.
Mm.
The true primal instinct.
We all have a beast in us.
That's
We
it.
all do.
That's straight out facts.
Mm.
That's straight out facts. Man,
I
we're going,
like
we're going
it.
deep, man. We're going
Yeah.
deep already, bro.
We got to go deep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
we
that's what I like.
appreciate your vulnerability,
Mm.
right? And I think if I could piggyback on that concept, sometimes men don't speak up, right? And we spoke about this in
Yes.
previous episodes.
Yeah.
But just looking at, the vibe here and just the
Yeah.
relationship that you guys have, maybe speak a little bit about the importance of mentorship and actually looking at older men or people that have that knowledge and actually
Yeah.
seeking that, because you mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes young people may not be humble enough to take that on.
Yeah.
So what was
Mm.
sort
The
of like,
ego.
the ego may be
Yeah,
suppressing them to seek that information.
Male.
But what was your mindset?
Mm-hmm.
So you see a lot of kids these days who are very, their ego lets them go. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
they don't know how to control their ego, or they think they're the best around.
Yeah.
I've had that like experience in the past, and I don't like being that person.
Mm.
And so I've decided to change, and that's why I have so much respect for people that are older than me, because I know that they're the ones that are going to teach me knowledge that's going to impact my life.
Mm.
I know that you guys are the ones here that are going to speak to me, and I'm going to go home tonight and I'm going to realize like I've learned something new.
Mm.
Because anyone younger than you have the years on them. You have the experience, you have the knowledge,
Yeah.
you have the wisdom.
That's right.
Like speaking to like older people, like grandmas, grandpas, they can waffle on for hours, but like
Yeah.
But
that's
them
right.
OGs have knowledge.
That's
right.
it.
They'll
Those
teach
wisdom bombs right there.
Mm.
they'll teach you things that you didn't even know were possible.
That's right.
100%.
Mm.
Like, and even finding hobbies in yourself
Yeah.
to make your mental health better. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can do anything. And I'm saying this, I'm not just saying this because it's words. I'm saying like you can actually do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah.
In lockdown, I had nothing really, and I randomly just thought one day, okay, let's play the piano.
Mm.
Hey, there you go.
Look at
yeah.
that.
And I got offered to play at the Opera House. For
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Good stuff,
awesome, man.
Look at
That's
that,
solid.
my man. Woo.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
that's self-taught, just
Wow.
learning,
Mm.
sitting there, and it really puts you in a good mind space as well. Anyone that plays an instrument will tell you that you don't feel that emotion anywhere else.
That's facts. That's
Instead,
facts.
you're there, like you're one.
Yeah.
You're one with your instrument in that moment.
That's
Yes.
facts.
It's an extension of yourself.
It is. It is. And that is actually how I expressed myself during those few years. Was
Mm.
just through music and through just my pieces that I share to people. Really.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
Yeah.
So like in a lot of ways, it was like an outlet.
Yeah.
Like a productive outlet
yeah.
that
Correct.
wasn't destructive, but like
Yeah.
talk through like what did it add to like your state of mind? Like how did it shift your state of mind? How did it make it better? And how did it improve just like your life like overall? Just having that outlet there.
It was actually like some people see it as just an instrument,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but if you don't actually play the instrument and you don't realize how much it affects you, then you'll never understand how much it changes you.
That's right.
Because I can
Yeah.
sit in front of a
Yeah.
piano for 5 hours, 6 hours,
Wow.
and just play, and
Yes.
you get. It's almost like when you're in the gym. You're in a different mindset. You know, you're
Correct.
in that beast mode. You're in that
That's
warrior
true.
mindset.
Yes.
If you're sitting in
That's
front
true.
of an instrument, you're one with the instrument.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's like
And-
an escape.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I only played classical music and
Oh.
That's
like
not
Mozart,
easy.
Bach, and all that.
Oh man.
Oh
And,
man, none of that is
Wow.
easy.
No.
Mm.
That is
No.
not easy.
No, yeah.
But
So
he felt every tone.
Mm.
That's
like-
it.
you'd listen to the piece hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, and you'd realize like just how hard they're pressing the keys or what emotion they're showing in that note. You have to replicate that, and you can't just do that by sitting there with a blank face and just pressing random keys. You know, you have to really get in touch
Yeah.
with the music,
Yeah.
and that's the same thing with your
Powerful.
mental health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like doing that affects the way that you feel. That affects your mood.
Yeah.
It makes you happy. It makes you more positive. You can walk away from that experience going,
Yeah.
I've learned a new skill today.
100%.
Yeah.
You're armed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Armed and dangerous.
But you know what?
Yeah.
It's the way those things actually nurture that fire with that you have, the good vibes, you know, because you're doing something you love, something you're passionate about. It just nurtures that fire, right? I
course.
relate because for me, it may not be an instrument. My instrument is the gloves, the weapons that I use when I'm boxing. You know what I mean? I love the way it makes me feel when I'm training. You know
It's
what
a
I mean?
release mechanism.
It's a release mechanism.
Yeah.
And that actually helps bring out a sense of inner peace. You know what I mean? And I love the way that your instrument is the extension of that for you. And both of us, we kind of feel fired up doing either or, but they're two totally different things. But essentially, they target the same thing, which is that inner fire. It's the channeling of passion and emotion and
Yeah.
who we are. I love that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And you remind me of like Beethoven, right?
Yeah.
Beethoven.
Yeah. At the height of his musical career, this man went deaf.
Exactly.
Obviously, you know about this. He went deaf.
Yes.
And that connection with his music,
Yes.
he didn't lose it.
Exactly.
And he had to relearn to connect with the instrument
Exactly.
just by vibrations alone.
That's right.
Imagine a composer goes deaf.
Yeah.
Imagine like as a boxer, you lose both your arms,
Yeah.
but you still find a way to get boxing.
Yeah.
It's some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's a different level of connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just because he was one with his instrument.
Yeah.
He doesn't need ears
Yeah.
because he's got his soul in the instrument.
Wow. Oh.
Talk your talk, man. Talk that talk.
His soul's in the piano.
That's
yeah,
it.
man. Talk that talk, man.
That's it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like most classical pianists.
that's a good word.
They were actually either autistic
Yeah.
or had disabilities.
Yeah, wow.
Mm.
And that's the thing you find with these people is these people are very, very, very intelligent. And even Beethoven had a slight bit of, I think, a disability or mental illness in it.
Yeah, wow.
And he used that to express his emotions in the piano. And that's how
Yeah.
he created these amazing pieces that, like, if people go to these shows, they cry.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
They break down in tears because it touches them that much.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
It's-
that's his goal. His,
Yeah.
Yeah.
his goal is to
Tell
make-
his story.
is to make you walk away from that theater and realize that your soul's been touched by that music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dang.
And even like on that topic, right? Like that's why like I've always looked at the way the society will class people.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, this person's autistic. Oh, they got a disability. This
Yeah.
person's like ADD.
Yeah.
Or like whatever the heck it is.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, they just have a highly intelligent ability in a different area that not
That's
everybody
right.
does.
That's right.
Right? Like, for example, like someone that they might say, oh, they're autistic. No, they're intelligent at something. And like I know some like people who have been classed as autistic,
100%.
the smartest thinkers on the planet.
Absolute weapons.
Smartest thinkers. Some people with like ADHD, right?
For sure.
Well, it's not that they can't pay attention and they're just
Yeah.
hyperactive. No, they've got energy to use,
Yeah,
but
right.
where you're trying to force them to use it is the wrong area.
Wrong way.
It's the wrong spot for them,
100%.
right? So like, there's all these different like classifications. Where it's kind of like, well, no,
No.
people just have different set of skills. It's like, let's say for example, you like riding motorbikes instead of driving cars.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't know how to drive. No, he just prefers to
the
ride
bike.
motorbikes.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody who knows how to
100%.
skateboard versus somebody who doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean the person who doesn't know how to skateboard like is defected.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they just don't know how to skateboard. That's just not their skill.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? Like it's just not their skill. I think like remembering that
Mhm.
changes the game altogether. It's like a perspective shift completely.
And then when they do find that skill that they want to use,
Yeah.
their ability is actually better than what we can do.
Yeah, that's right.
Superhuman.
Because-
Superhuman.
Yeah.
It's almost like they can express it how we wish we could.
Yes.
That's true.
Damn.
Oh,
Say that again,
Jack.
man. Run that back. Run that
Repeat.
back.
These people can express the way they feel, the way that we wish we could.
That's right. That hit me in my
That
soul,
is
bro.
deep right there, man.
You're deep that one.
I'm
Oh, that
genuine.
one's deep.
Dang.
It's deeper than the deep blue sea, man.
God.
That's the way it is.
I
Yeah.
felt that. Phew.
Wow. You got all three of us like just stunted, bro.
I love the way Jack just took it down 12,000 feet below. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, man.
This is the Limitless podcast.
Yeah.
Plug.
Yeah, man. Oh, straight up.
You know,
man.
Jack, you're freaking limitless. And I love that you bring that energy. You know what I mean? I remember one of the best chats we've had is when you were talking about, you know, your direction in life. You know, you were telling me that you had certain goals and you're willing to get there. And you spoke about building that confidence. I can see now that you've actually not only dominating in your area, but you also found and attracted a really good partner because of your self-growth. Can you talk about that development and what changes you made to help you get to that point?
Yeah, so I feel like well, a little bit of backstory is like I've had a girlfriend now for maybe about 6 months.
Yeah.
And I was a person where 2 years ago or even a year ago, if you told me that I'd be dating anyone, I'd laugh in your face. I'd say, no, that's not
Yeah.
happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't deal with that.
Too much headache. No.
Too much.
No.
But
Yeah.
then over time, you really like mature.
Yeah.
I feel like in my state of work, because I work with a lot of older people, I'm only with people my age probably once a week on the weekends.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like I'm quite wise for my age.
Yes.
Mm.
See, because a lot of my generation, they have very, like short-tempered, they're very loud, they're very explosive. And me, I feel like I'm more kind of just down to earth. And,
Yeah.
Cool,
and-
calm, and collected.
That's it.
and that's the way I want to keep it. You know?
Man's a
Right.
sniper, bro.
I want to make the people around me feel like they're safe and they're
That's right.
calm.
Yes.
And they're always protected. So
With those guns, 100%, bro. The beast.
Yeah, and you're on the right path, man. You know, not a lot of other people below 20 would be sitting on a podcast at this time.
That's
Right? I mean,
right.
it's like what, damn near 9:30 at night. I'm like, what day is it today? Tuesday? Wednesday?
Wednesday, bro.
Wednesday? I don't even know what day it is. Right?
In
And
the
then
financial year, boys. and girls.
yeah, let alone like, it's killing me, man. The sales was crazy, but it's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, and let alone like on the weekends, right? Let alone prioritizing their health, whether mental or physical health. You know what I mean? You're on the right path, man.
Absolutely.
And there's something to be said about being advanced in wisdom compared to your peers of a similar age. Because it just means that number one, it means you got an influence that will literally touch people's lives.
100%.
Number two, it means you've got the leadership ability.
Yeah.
Because when you're ahead by that many steps, you can
Yeah.
then reach back, teach other people how to do what you did and
Correct.
how you did it as well.
Yes.
Right. So man, I applaud you, man. You're on the right
100%.
path, man. Keep it
Absolutely.
going.
And what's
Keep it
crazy
going.
is touching on that, as you level up and grow your mind and your skill set, you tend to find that certain people in your circle will just fall off because they just can't keep up.
That's right.
Naturally, yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that
course.
he's actually putting himself in circles of people at a higher level means all he's ever going to do is keep growing because he's trying to stay in those circles. He's trying to be in other people's circles who are at levels and levels and levels above him.
Yeah.
And he's earning their respect, their wisdom, their knowledge, and he's internalizing that, and he's unlocking all the facets of who he is and who he can become. And that's why you find that yes, people will drop off, and yes, you're drawn to older people because of it, but also you will become that leader in someone's eyes. People are going to then vibe off that energy and want to be in your circle, want to stay in your lane, want to be riding with you in the highway because they see what you bring to the table,
Yeah.
pay
Yeah.
it forward. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And you're doing that already, man. I'm just saying, much love in the gym. I see how we inspire the people. You know what I mean? Your consistency, your heart, superb.
You have
Yeah.
to be consistent. Consistency is the key.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
And-
There's one more book after you're finished. There's one more book.
yeah.
Oh, bro.
And
Getting excited over here, man.
The boys.
I was going to say, adding on to your point about
Mm.
how some people drop off.
Yep.
I've noticed if people drop off in your life and you realize that you've been maturing a lot,
Mm.
and obviously me, like I surround myself with the finest of the finest people. I don't hang around with bums. I don't hang around with any of those people. I like hanging around with older people and getting knowledge off them as well.
Mm.
And if people start to drop off around you that are your age, you've just out matured them.
100%.
Mm.
They're stuck in their ways of being young, dumb, and childish.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And the fact that you're not with that type of group of people anymore and you're not doing those type of things, they don't like that.
Mm.
That's facts.
So they'll
Yeah.
say, you cut off.
That's
Yeah.
facts.
Good.
That's facts. And like there's what I've got like these like 44 principles that I live by, right?
Mm.
And one of them is like you never close doors on people.
That's
Right.
right.
When it's somebody's turn to get off at a particular stop, they'll let themselves out.
Mm.
Yeah.
Imagine you're all taking a train ride.
That's
All
it.
right? Your train is packed full of like friends, family, yada yada yada. You just
Yeah.
keep on going.
You just
when
keep
it's
going.
when it's their stop to hop off,
Mm.
boom, they're just gonna drop, right?
Yeah.
And then what you find is you pick up people who align with where you're going.
Yeah.
And this comes like to the book by John Maxwell. It's called 5 Levels of Leadership.
Yes.
Right. Get your hands on that book, man. Get your hands on that book. And it really talks about there are different levels why people will naturally be gravitated to you.
Yeah.
At the highest level is it's because that you can show them how to get to the level that you're on.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And then the levels below just really talk to like your abilities. They talk to, like how much you impact them and what you can teach them and like how they respect you.
Yeah.
And you got all the right elements, man, for a great leader, bro.
Mm.
That's right.
You got all the right elements for a great leader.
He's a commander.
Commander in chief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%, because he makes adjustments. That's what true
Mm.
leaders do. They evaluate the environment, they evaluate the situation, and no matter how dynamic it gets, they stay cool, calm, collected, and they
Straight
make
up.
adjustments. And that's what Jack did.
Mm.
During COVID, he
Mm.
saw the situation, he needed to make adjustments, and he did that. You
And he
know,
got it done.
when he went to the gym, he did the same thing. He wanted to improve, cut the weight, he made adjustments.
Yeah.
You know, with his music, he did the same thing. He made adjustments, and he's perfected every aspect of what he's doing
Mm.
on a road. And he's not like it's absolutely at the pinnacle. There's no such thing as the pinnacle, but he's developing, adjusting, adjusting,
Mm.
adjusting. That's what makes you absolutely elite at what you're doing.
Yeah.
Gotta
Screwdriver tweaks.
And you're young.
Screwdriver
Understand
tweaks,
that
man.
you're
Good
young.
time.
Imagine where you got to be at 30 years old. Like, to
Yes,
stay
that's
like
what I'm
this.
saying.
You know what I mean? You got to be in a really sweet spot, man.
Jack's story, you know, that's unbelievable. You had Jack and the Beanstalk. I wonder what your story is going to be like.
Jack and the billions, bro.
Yeah, Jack and the
Jack and
billions.
the billions.
Making millions and billions.
Yeah, man. Speaking of billions, I think we've taken some thunder away from our crypto billionaire.
Yeah,
right here, man.
that's right.
What's up, Mr.
Mr. Producer.
What's
No
going
financial
on, man?
advice,
What's
but
going
the
on?
market is turning up. Crypto.
You had to hear it first, man.
That's right.
But Jack, man, we really appreciate your time, your vulnerability, and just the value that you shared. I'm
Mm.
sure it touched the audience that's listening here,
Yeah.
man. And we'd love to have you on another podcast in the future for sure.
100%.
If
Oh,
you
you
would
have
be
to come
down.
back. You have to come back.
Of course.
You're like a yo-yo. You're coming back.
I'll get dragged back
A
in.
boomerang. I love it. But in saying that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We are going
For
to
sure.
wrap up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast. We're all over social media. If you're interested in joining Top D's mentorship group and just being part of the Limitless crew, definitely let us know. We've got a Discord opening up very soon. I'll put in the link in the bio. But in closing, Top D, did you have anything you want to share?
I just want to say, you know, everybody, if you have heart and you have soul and you have passion, you just got to learn to really ignite that. You know,
Mm.
take a match and ignite it. And sometimes it's just doing something you love. And Jack's a great example of that. He channeled music, and
Mm.
it's an absolute craft, and he's able to bring it to life. And you saw the way he speaks. It's love and passion coming together, and he's been able to use that skill that he's learned and put it in all facets of everything he's doing. And you just like Jack said, it just takes when you try, that's the first battle. That's the greatest battle.
The hardest one.
That's it. The hardest one. Let's go, guys.
I love
Let's
it. There.
start.
You heard it, Fizz. Guys, take that first step and stay limitless. See you at the next one.
See you at the next
Yeah,
one.
yeah.